Hey, it's Tipsy Tuesday, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hey, do you want to sell your home this year, but you just don't know when to do it, or better yet, when's the best time of the year to do it? Well, the Northwest MLS just came out with its latest number, its latest data figures, what do you want to call it, for 2023. And to no surprise, it was no different in regards to seasonal patterns than it was in 2022, 2021, 2020. The seasonal patterns are the same. Not only here for King County, which if you're not from King County, that's here in Seattle, than it was down in Pierce County or up in Snohomish County, or better yet, I bet you any county you live, whatever county you live in here in the United States or maybe even the world, it's all the same seasonal patterns when it comes to real estate. Now I'll get into those numbers in a short bit, but first I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for tuning into my channel. I'm Julian Gonzalez with RSVP Real Estate. Thanks again for tuning in. If at any point in this video you find it interesting, something you really like, greatly appreciate it, throw in a little bit of like. And if you haven't already, I'd ask you to please subscribe, and I'd humbly thank you because I know there's so many channels to pick from on this platform. And if at any point you're like, man, I like to talk more about my real estate goals, talk more about how the market is going, you can schedule something with me down below in the description. So again, guys, when to sell your home, well, that's kind of a personal thing, but I think these numbers that we got from the Northwest MLS just a couple of days ago, I think it'll give you a better idea when would be the best time for you to get the most amount of eyes on your property, in other words, buyers, to have a better chance of selling your home at the best possible or highest price possible, because that's all we want. So let's take a look at the numbers real quick. So we're going to start off here, guys, in King County, right? And this is where I'm at right now. If you don't know, this is where Seattle's located. And we're going to do both residential and condos. We're going to do a combination right here. And these are new listings. So if we look at the pattern here, obviously it's very slow. And the first big wave of new listings comes in March. Then things start to kind of slow down a little bit, and then they peak. Every year it's the same thing around June. In these 2 years we're looking at, of course, we're seeing 2022 is the gray bar, and here the gold, or I guess yellowish bar, is down here is 2023. And you're saying, wow, Julian, that's a big gap. You know what that gap is, guys? That's higher interest rates and lower inventory. That's why 2023 wasn't as great as it was in 2022. But anyhow, again, this is the big month when it comes to new listings. And what does this mean up here, 2020, June rather, listings, and in March? That's your competition, guys. And that's something to consider also, because when you have more competition, that means less eyes on your property. So keep that in mind. Now we move on to pending sales. Of course, that's an agreement between buyer and seller. Hey, Mr. Seller, I'd like to buy your house. Mr. Seller, Ms. Seller saying, hey, okay, hey, let's sign a paper. Let's sign the purchase and sale agreement. Let's get the ball rolling. Okay, so that's where we are right now. And you can see how it all starts off very, very slow. Now, what's interesting here is you see March, you see it's an increase right here, and also in May. Remember, June was when we saw the most listings in a year. So that means around this time right here is when you see the most activity. Between March, you can say, let's throw in February, and all the way to May. So that's the sweet spot, guys. Remember, we're talking about February, and we're talking about all the way to May. That's when people are getting into an agreement. Both parties get into agreement, so that's something you might want to consider. Things really start tailing off, and I always believe is that after June, if you haven't sold your house at this time, it's very likely you probably just asking too much for the home, order maybe, but there's less interest, guys. As you know, because as the summer goes on, there's more people on vacation, kids are out of school, so there are less buyers paying attention to the market. But then in August, you can see right here in August right here, that's when they come back from vacation. Hey, let's take a look at maybe a home that we missed while we're on vacation. And that's one last push for both buyers and sellers, because after Labor Day, things really start to slow down. We know that. And basically real estate market is dead come late in the year. Now, again, here's closed sales, kind of the same trajectory, same pattern as we saw for pending sales. And of course, the dark bar right here, the black bar, that's representing the year of 2023. I'm happy for these buyers right here because they got into the market, found a home, got under contract, and purchased a home, not waiting for the competition to join them in the spring. And for a seller, it's kind of the same thing, guys. Right here, we look at March and June. That means around this period, again, this is the busy time right here. After this, things really start to tail off, and this is when sellers really start to panic. So there's the data, guys. I hope it helps you out. You start noticing a pattern, right? March, June, that's when you see the most listings in a year, but that's when your competition's also out there trying to grab the buyers that should be buying your home. So if you want to get in the market and sell your home, start preparing now. We're at the end of January. Start making those preparations. Start making phone calls to contractors, to roofers, to painters to get your house as nice or as pretty as possible, attract as many buyers as possible. And another very important thing, guys, that no matter what your house looks like or what time of year you list your home, it doesn't matter. It'll be all for naught if you don't price your home right. Good luck out there, guys.